All right, so we're back to the shop. I had some issues, some filming related issues, stuff that I know pretty much nothing about. So I made a couple videos. I want to say I popped out 3 videos. I was really happy with the content I was going to produce and all that stuff. Got back to my house, tried to put it all on my computer to edit it, and it will not leave the SD card that I put it all on. So hopefully that's resolved. We got a new, much larger SD card now. So anyway, that's just it's going to explain some gaps you're probably going to see in the content coming out. But aside from that, we're back in the shop. Got some things to do today. It's not going to be too crazy of a day. I want to get the front end back on. So when we put the tube front end on, we had to pull the fenders and the bumper off. And basically, I just wanted to get the main tubes on here. But now there is a sort of hoop that goes up front, and there's supports for the lights and a whole bunch of that. I think it's, what do we have? It's in the pile. Now I need to figure out where I put it. That's all anti-roll bar and steering column. Damn, where did I put this? Not the quarterback box. That's the Kirky box. Okay, maybe we're not doing that today. I genuinely have no idea where that stuff is. Genuinely no idea. I swore I left it like pretty much right here. Under the car. See, I was being smart, trying to save space. Idiot. Anyway, I'm gonna move this stuff around. I'm gonna get the front fender set on. I still need to gut the bumper. There's a lot of shit behind there I'm not gonna run. So that all needs to get gutted, but I'm gonna put the front fenders on first, get that set. Hopefully there's no clearancing that needs to be done. Yeah, should be a good day. And then if this all goes kind of smooth, we have something to do to the vet, or see if it'll work for the vet. Because basically I've been having issues with my daily driver. It's a 2003 Escalade EXT, and a series of events led to me putting a intake manifold on it, and we just kept trying to make it work, and it wouldn't work. And essentially, I believe I just bought a cheap part, and that's going to stop me from using it. But I'm not about to pay for the expensive one. You know what I mean? It's the throttle body. It's a drive-by-wire throttle body. So I paid, I think it was $330 to my door for a Snake Eater Performance throttle body. Put it on there. When we turn the truck on, it'll actuate it, but it won't actually actuate it with the pedal. So we took that off, put the stock one back on, took the X-Link out. Stock one works just fine. So we looked into it. The X-Link doesn't respond to certain sensors in throttle bodies. So we're thinking that's what happened. So if that's the case, I'm going to get an adapter plate and just put a stock one back on the truck, because I don't care. It's not fast. It's not going to be. I just put it on there for something shiny. And then we might put the Holly on the vet with that Snake Eater throttle body, because all it requires, or all it says it should require, it's never how it goes, is this Michigan Motorsports 2-to-1, or it takes the two, what is that a 4-pin or a 2-pin? 2 and a 4-pin that go to the 6-pin for the new throttle body. So that should do that. But first things first, front end. And also I want to trim up some of this stuff. It feels like it's kind of a hazard. Not that it matters too much. So also, I stopped by the chassis shop. I want to put the chassis in the car. Talked with him for a little bit, and he pretty much told me, he's just like, man, don't worry about cutting the floor out of it. Don't worry about taking any of the insulation out of it, seam sealer. And at first I was kind of like, well, that makes sense. You want me to pay you $80 an hour to do it. But then he told me, he's just like, the correct way to do a car of this caliber, he's like, dip it if there's rust, we're gonna find the rust, we'll fix it. You know what I mean? It makes the car lighter, which isn't really the reason for doing it, but he just said it's a lot nicer to work on. It's gonna be a superior product. And at the end of the day, if I'm gonna spend $25,000 on a chassis, I'd kind of like it to last. And especially up here in Canada, not saying the car is, you know, coming out during winter, but at the end of the day, there's salt on the roads. There is a possibility, not that it's a street car or anything, but if something happens, I would hate to see the car rust. So we're gonna have him do that. So as far as that stuff over there, the floor, all this stuff, all this silicone for the window, that's gonna stay on the car. That's gonna come off when they dip it. All this shit, and all this stuff. I was not looking forward to taking this out because I had to do it for the front end right here, and it was not fun. Just kind of sucked. But yeah, I'm just gonna start puttering away. We'll see where we get. I'm gonna try and set you guys up on a time lapse. We'll see how that works. Last time I did it, like I said, footage wouldn't come off my SD card, but we'll try it again. All right, fenders on. I need to find the other reflector for that side because that's gonna irritate me. But yeah, I got the front bumper pulled over. It's kind of ironic. These fenders weigh nothing. And then the front bumper weighs like, I don't know, like 20 pounds. That's like genuinely, like maybe 5 pounds, 20. I don't know. But anyway, we got the kit pulled out here. We're not using all these bars in here. Those are plugs for the end of the, what is it, main lower tubes. These 90s aren't getting used right now. At least I won't be putting them on. Those are for the front of the strut tower. Those get Frenched in, and then these are the bars that are going to go from the front of the strut tower back to the A-pillar. So today, we are dealing with these mamma jammas, this mamma jamma, and I believe we're going to need the tabs out of that kit there. The headlight mounts. I think that's about it. I'm gonna get this laid over here. Get this all put up in front of the car. I'm just gonna brush up on the instructions again because it never hurts. It's always good to look for the instructions. Just glance over them, make sure they make sense, make sure you're not gonna do something a little bit different. You'll also notice I didn't bolt the bottom of the fenders down here. And that's because they're kind of toasty down there. So I don't know if I'm going to fix the bottom of the fenders, but I got a Zeus on kit, or well, a Zeus fastener quarter turn kit. And I was going to use the majority of them to put the factory hood back on. Like we're just going to skin it and put it back on. But I thought for the bottom of the fenders, that'd be handy. Even if I did one, had a mount come out here. Let's see if I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, have a mount come out here, bridge off there over here. Pull that in, because that'll suck that tight in there. And then just quarter turn. Don't need to climb under the car to get a bolt to get the fender off. Because up here isn't bad. You got 4 10 mils on this side, 3 over there. And you just, you know, zip those off with a gun, quarter turn, fenders off. I don't know if I'm gonna add an additional support up here. It genuinely doesn't really feel like it needs it. And once the bumper's supported too, I don't think it'll really matter, but we'll see what happens. We got the welder all rigged up. I'm gonna start welding on these headlight brackets on and the front bumper bracket. I'm gonna trim that bracket at the top there. It's kind of proud. Not really a fan of that. So anyway, it's not really as the kit's designed. I don't know if I put it on here a little crooked, but this just didn't seem to line up. So I just trimmed the bottom off here, and we're just gonna bring that bar there, make that weld right there. No big deal. And then we got the headlight support brackets all trimmed up and coped in there, so they're gonna go in there pretty easy. And the plan really is I'm just gonna weld what I can get at, and then once I hit a point where, you know, I can't reach anymore or it's getting too hard, we're gonna pull the nose of the car off and I'll get in there and finish it all up. And yeah, really not much to it. It was honestly, I didn't really want to film it. It was a lot of back and forth fitting these headlight brackets. It was like check it, walk back to the vise, check it, back to the vise, just constantly back and forth. But they're in there. I'm happy with the way, well, they're going to be in there, and I'm happy with the way they're going to be in there. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so we got all this BS on. Didn't put the front hoop in. I put it in. It didn't really fit the way I wanted it to fit. Not a fault. Rock solid making it. I think honestly I just have that one bar tweaked over there and it's a little out, so won't fit in there how I want it to fit. I tried to get that nut on there and I ended up cutting the bracket they sent to try and make it work, and it didn't work. Either way, front end's on the car now, so that's good. And yeah, so I'm gonna go home, eat some wings, and think about putting that intake on the vet. But yeah, wraps that up. Headlight brackets are on. There's not much else to do. Like, it's starting to get cold out here, so I'm kind of over it. But yeah, this is where we're at. Oh no, I like it. Looks a lot better sitting around with the front end on it. That's for sure. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video.